You're live. Okay. Am I centered? Okay. Here we are. Okay. I'll wait till some people get in here. Make sure you can hear me and all of that. Hi, Luke. I'm doing well. I don't know why I get... Oh, hey, Kate. I don't know why I get a little bit nervous before these things. Okay, great. Thank you. So I was going to make my bed and then my cat decided to be all cute. So my Pink Panther sheets are exposed. Hi, Ashley. Yay! Last hour of work. Hi, YRN. Thank you. Okay, so YRN says I look so cute. I am like torn between I want to do this like 60s like flipped out hair, but I also want to have like spikes and chains, and I just don't know how to do it all. But I got my hoops. I got my hoops in. I got my flip. And I just decided not to put on a big chain necklace. Hi, Chompy. Sean says do both. I should just try and see what happens. So we're joined today by Daisy. Y'all, Daisy's been doing some wild stuff lately. She's been bringing live animals into my home. Like she carries them in her mouth and comes through the cat door. She really likes bringing mice into the house. I had to do a catch and release all by myself because Zach was in the shower. And then okay, so she brought in 2 live mice. She tried to bring in a third one, but I locked the cat door because I just happened to look out and see her coming in with a mouse in her mouth. And then the other day, she brought, I came home and there were just feathers everywhere. But I never found a bird. So I don't know if she just brought in a mouthful of feathers or what. Anyway, how are y'all? Sorry, that was very off topic. Well, it was on topic, I guess, because she's sitting right here. My chat seems to be nobody's chatting. Okay, well, that's okay if nobody's chatting. This is a different time of day than I usually do. Oh, hi, Kevin. Sorry, I didn't say hey to you a second ago. So since this is a different time than I usually go live, I just decided to try this time because some people say things like that they can't do it at 7 p.m. my time because it's 2 or 3 a.m. for them or whatever. So I decided to try this just to give other people a chance. Ashley says, do your cats catch bugs too? That spider was so scary. Yeah, so she also really likes cicadas. She brought one in the other day, but he was already dead. Sometimes she brings live ones in. Yeah, she likes bugs a lot too. That spider, I ended up Googling it. For those that don't follow me on Instagram, there was a spider in my bathroom, a huge one. And so I sprayed it. I try to let spiders live, but if they're too big, I get freaked out, right? So I sprayed this one and all these babies came out. Babies just ran everywhere. Little spider babies. Spider baby, huh? Anyway, so I ended up Googling it, and that was a wolf spider. And they carry their young on their back for a while until they get old enough to fend for themselves. So that was a mom with a bunch of spiders on her back, which is kind of sad. But it was also horrifying. Hi, Nicholas Vincent. I didn't say hi to you a second ago. I'm sorry. Hi, Craig. Hey, Spaceball. It's 11 o'clock in Vancouver. Well, good morning. It's 1 o'clock for me. So I'm having my second cup of coffee of the day. I'm left-handed. Wait, I'm drinking this right-handed. Usually being a lefty means that I don't get to see the picture, but I get to see the picture now. Oliver, hello from Brazil. That is so cool. Hello, Brazil. 7 p.m. in the UK. Okay, good. Then this was a good time to do this. Hey, Patrick. I'm so happy y'all are here. Yes, this is my favorite mug. It is like Target 2011 Halloween collection. Thank you, Patrick. I really like this color. It's like the only thing I have in this color, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make my eyeshadow match. Okay, so I decided to bring in here like the latest physical media that I got to show y'all, which I have shown my latest movies recently in my collection, but I thought I would show you. This is from Vinegar Syndrome when they had their sale. I get them all mixed up. Is it Vinegar Syndrome? Yeah. Yeah. Is it just me? Am I the only one that gets everybody mixed up? Anyway, I shopped their sale and I just got two things. I got this Herencia Diabolica. Oh, tell me if I got it right, if anyone speaks Spanish. Ashley knows about this movie. Ashley gave this a very high rating. And it's like it's pretty rough, you know, it's like pretty low budget, but I thought it was cute and fun. And I'm glad I finally watched it. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me catch up. Hey, Elphaz. Yay, I'm glad you could catch a live. I hope this time works in your favor. Chompy says, wolf spiders are good moths, but the sight of them can be off-putting. I'm a spider, and I'm a spider person. Yeah, like we have a lot of. The only reason I know the species is because I use this app that identifies animals and plants. But we have long-bodied cellar spiders in the house and the garage a lot, and I like those guys, and I let them live. And they like to get in our shower, and I'll try to like shower around them so they can live in there as long as they want. But the wolf spiders, they just scare me. Spiders that are fat or big or fast, those scare me. Kate says, poor spider babies. David says, hello, Katie. Congrats on 10K. Thank you. I forgot about that. That like I planned this live before I hit 10K. This is actually a great celebration of 10K. This is crazy. I don't even know what to think or how to feel about it. I mean, this is like a huge deal in my mind. It's super cool. It's like it's so many people, and I feel like I don't want to say it makes my channel more legit, but it's like, oh, like there's I got like people behind me, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Hey, James. Welcome. Patrick says wolf spiders tend to aggressively charge when startled, which makes them scarier. Ugh, yeah. David says, what's with the green? I just didn't want to wear a black band shirt again. And like when I film in here and I wear a black shirt and everything's black behind me, which we have like some natural light in here today, so it's not so black, but I was like, I just need to like pop in front of the black background. Nicholas Vincent says long-bodied. Yeah, long-bodied cellar spiders. It's like kind of like a granddaddy long leg, but his body is like skinnier and longer. It's not as creepy as it sounds. Thank you, Craig. So the thing that pushed me over to the 10K range is because I got to make an appearance on the Cobwebs channel. He had me be on his like 70s horror movies you might have missed list. And sometimes when he does these lists, he'll invite like other creators to pick a movie and say a little piece. So I got to go on his channel very briefly, just 2 minutes, and talk about. I chose the severed arm. So I got on there and talked about severed arm, and then like he's a huge channel, so then I got boom right to 10K. It's crazy. I didn't know how to celebrate, but I think this is a good celebration. Okay, Oliver says, Katie, do you watch a lot of current movies or do you focus more on older ones? I'd say it's mostly older. Let's be real. Mostly older. I feel like my main passion is older movies, but a lot of times I'll be like, oh man, I really want to find a good camping horror movie or a good forest horror movie or a good killer doll movie. Then I might end up picking something from more recent times, but that's usually when I'm like chasing a vibe. But I love the old stuff. What was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say newer stuff. I'll go. I try to go to the theater if something looks really good to me. But yeah, most of the time I'm just like finding obscure, old, poor quality stuff to watch instead. I watched last night. I watched Olga O's Strange Story. It is a giallo from 1995, and I got on Letterboxd, and it only has 8 reviews. So I was the 9th. That's the kind of stuff I'd be watching. So that's kind of new, right? Is the 90s new? Oh, Spaceball says, time to watch Arachnophobia. Yeah, I did watch that. Within the past year, I watched it for the first time. That was really fun. There's another movie that just came out. It's like a French spider movie. I forgot what it's called, but I like almost watched it. And then I realized it had subtitles and I didn't feel like reading subs on that day. But that one looks good too. Kate says, it was great to see you on the Cobwebs channel. Thank you. I was surprised that I knew almost all the other channels that were on that video as well. But yeah, Cobwebs channel is really good. He comes up with like really good ideas for lists. And I'm like, dang, I wish I'd thought of that. That's really brilliant. And he just keeps coming out with like brilliant topics, Like he had a 10 most diabolical horror movies, or like I think one of the first videos of his I watched was like the 15 best 1970s vampire movies. It was fun. And he puts out so many videos like back to back to back to back. He's on the grind. Kevin says, have you seen any new giallo movies? I always gotta like pull up my letterbox. Well, I did. Like I just said, I watched Olga O's Strange Story. I'm like dying to talk about this. It's starring Serena Grandi. It's also starring David Brandon, the director or the guy who played the director in Stage Fright. All right. And it also has Florinda Balkan in it. So it was really special just for those 3 reasons. Let me see what else I've been watching. I haven't been watching new ones except for the last new one I watched. Oh, The Killer is on the Telephone from 1972 with Telly Savalas in it. That was okay. And The Bloodstained Lawn, which I did a whole review of. And then Olga O's Strange Story. Those are like the first time Jolly that I've watched recently. But like I haven't been watching a lot of movies lately. I need to like focus. It's just like when it comes to watching movies, most of the time now, it's like I'm either watching something that someone wanted me to watch or I'm watching something that I'm going to review. There's like always so much, what's the word? Purpose behind watching a movie that sometimes I almost can't just sit down and willy-nilly watch a movie. You know what I mean? Oh, David says, how's the bedroom remodel going? It's good. We just ordered some mirrors, like some Gothic mirrors that have like the arch. It's kind of like looks like a Gothic window that has an arch at the top. So those are going to be here any day. We ordered them off Etsy from someone who makes them in Georgia. So that'll be good. I'm excited about that. Slow progress. Once we like got the main parts done, we haven't been putting stuff on the wall. Oh, Craig says that the Cobwebs video was a cool video and good choice of movie. Thank you. He told me I could pick a Giallo, but it didn't have to be a Giallo. And I don't know why. I guess I wanted to pick something a little more unexpected. Because, like, I don't know what's underrated and, like, what's a hidden gem anymore when it comes to Giallo. James says, I just bought Bird with a Crystal Plumage. Did you like it if you've seen it? Yeah, I like it a lot. It's a good one. It's fun. I mean, it's not my favorite. I'm trying to figure out what it is that does it for me. And I think it's like I like movies that have a really, really strong main character and one that you feel like you are in their head. You know what I'm saying? And Bird with the Crystal Plumage doesn't quite do that. Now the characters are likable for sure. But anyway, that's the best I can put that into words. Elfast says, I like when you wear that 70s gown costume thing. Oh, thank you. Okay, so that is vintage, and I got it from an estate sale. It is a nightgown. I forgot who made it. It's like JCPenney or something. And people are selling them online too for like $8. So it is a nightgown, but I was like, maybe I can pull it off as a dress. I do a lot of estate sale shopping. Spaceball says, Cobweb channel is great. Patrick says, just finish up a third Edwige movie this weekend. Bloody Iris, strip nude for your killer, and your vice is a locked room and only have the key. I need to watch Your Vice again. I didn't have a pleasant time the first time I watched it. David says, do you watch many YouTube clips? What do you mean? I watch tons of YouTube videos. Like, I'll be watching YouTube almost all day long. If that's what you mean. Oh, Horror Double Bill says Infested is the French spider movie. Yes, it's great, but it made my skin crawl. I do want to see it. I listened to somebody's review and they were like, even if you aren't scared of spiders, you might be scared of spiders for this movie. I'm like, that sounds awesome. Oh, Spaceball says, you should ask AI to come up with lists. This is something I've been meaning to talk about on here because I listen to a lot of YouTube and I'm listening to a lot of discourse about AI. I also work at a university, and so AI is just a huge topic of discussion. I have not used AI ever, except for like when you Google something, it'll have those like AI results at the top. I do read those, but I have not used ChatGPT. I have not used any of that. And I think I'm going to avoid it for as long as possible because I just like for things to come out of my own brain. It's not like I'm not passing judgment on anyone who does use it, but I just oh my God, words. Okay. even when it comes to Googling something, I like to just wonder about things first. Sometimes I'll just wonder about things and never Google it, right? Because it's just, and if I'm trying to figure out how to do something, like on, let's say I need to learn how to do something on Discord or whatever, I will try to figure it out myself first before I look up how to do it. So I'm trying to do things out of my own brain all the time. AI does seem like a really great tool, but I will tell you right now, everything I have ever put out there is not affiliated with any AI whatsoever. I don't know. I like to come up with things myself. David says, any thoughts on Ozzy Osbourne? I've thought about this, like, when he dies, I've always thought, like, this is going to rock the world. Like, people, it's just going to be the end of an era. It's like, I haven't even really given it that much thought. I wasn't like hugely invested in Ozzy, but bands that I listen to, like I Hate God and Typo Negative, are like very, very heavily influenced by Black Sabbath. So, I mean, and he's always been there. He's my whole life, he's always been there and always been super famous. So it is really strange to see like he's just gone now. When an icon dies, it is so strange. I haven't read anything about his passing or anything. Like, it's just, I just see other people talking about it and posting about it. But it's like, I don't really know what to make of it. It's crazy. What are y'all's thoughts? It's weird because like Typo Negative is like Black Sabbath Part 2 sometimes, but they've been gone for 15 years already. It's crazy. So it's weird. Brian says, what's the heat index in your neck of the woods right now? Summer in the south is becoming unbearable. Right now it just feels like 93. I did 4 miles outside today before I got on here. Got that out of the way. It was very sweaty. Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I'm just like, I guess this summer I'm like, you are just going to be sweaty and your hair isn't going to be cute. You're going to have to change clothes a million times all summer, and that's just how it is. You might be taking 3 showers a day. It's just how it is. So I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. I bought a bunch of dry fit clothes for when school starts. I'm going to do my best. Oh, yes. Kate also mentioned that Infested is the French film. I feel like I'm reading these out of order. My bad. David says, do you think Fatal Frames is an American giallo filmed in Italy? It does have a very American feel and an American cast. That's for sure. But when you think about like the people that are behind it and what their purpose was, at the end of the day, it was about Italians. Like, it was about Al, Festa, and Stefania. And like, it was an outlet for them, really. But then they just surrounded themselves with Americans and Donald Pleasance. So I would say I don't want to say it's American friendly because it's not really anybody friendly. Patrick says, your vice is an odd one for sure. Yeah. It just, that was one of the first Jolly I watched that, it's like kind of bleak. Like the tone is very dark and unhappy from what I remember. And it was like the first time where people weren't being glamorous and jet setting, or I don't know. I need to rewatch it. I'm ready. Oh, Ashley says, I've watched your Vice a couple times wanting to like it more. Did it work? Okay, David clarified his question. His question was, do you ever watch YouTube clips? And he said, I mean, mini clips of movies and shows or trailers. Not really. Unless I'm trying to find, unless it's like a movie I'm curious about that I can't find access to it. Like I think before I had access to Olga O's Strange Story, I was just watching clips of Olga O in Italian on YouTube because that was like all I could get. So sometimes I will, but most of the time, no. Craig says you should check out the 1970s movie Kingdom of the Spiders. Terrible, but also fun. That sounds like my kind of movie. Kingdom of the Spiders. Hold on. I didn't even finish showing y'all what my physical media I have right here next to me. Okay. Paul says, are you picking up anything from the Severin sale? No, I don't know. I think I was seeing people post about it, and I was like, I just don't know if I can go look at that right now. You know, I don't know. Should I? What's up? What have they got? Severin. Oh, because I shopped it last year. Oh my god. Maybe I'll go check it out. You know, sometimes it's like, oh, well, I don't want anything until I actually look at the website, and then I realize that I want stuff, you know? Okay, the movie is Kingdom of the Spiders. We could just like follow the spider theme. I could just have a week of spider movies in honor of the 100 spiders that I killed. David says, does YouTube send you messages to make content? No, they don't like send any prompts or anything. It's just all me whenever I want to. Nicholas Vincent says, what school do you work for? I'm not going to tell you what school I work for. I must protect my anonymity. It's a university. Glenn says, late. So catching up on 1.5 speed. Slight chipmunk effect. I've just got back from the pub, so this is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Elfaz says, can Dress to Kill or The Love Witch be considered a giallo? I have never thought about The Love Witch in that way. There's not really a mystery element to it, although people do die in the movie, and that's where it gets kind of, I'm trying to get this piece of hair to be what I want it to. Anyway, that's where it gets kind of dicey, right? For example, something like Top Sensation is officially, I guess, not a giallo, but it is like a thriller where some people or people's persons, where a person or people may or may not die. And that kind of makes it more similar to a giallo. And I guess Dress to Kill would be, but it's American. It's American, right? I guess it ultimately comes down to personal opinion, but I think what I just fall back on is like, if you like giallo, you'll probably like this too, and that's really what matters, you know. Chompy says, sad Ozzy's gone, but it's hard to think of a better way for him to go out than that benefit concert, sitting dignified on his throne of darkness. Yeah, that is something that I was telling my husband is like, And he got to like have his dignity, you know? It was a dignified way to go out for sure. Okay. Brian says, speaking of your vice, Anita Strindberg has always left me cold. She's not a bad actress or anything, just my least favorite Jalo queen, not sure why. I totally get that. Like some of these actresses, you feel like you also, I know this is parasocial or whatever, but you feel like you have a little sense of who they are. You know, like, and cold is a good word. With Anita, it's like, who are you? And I don't know. Where are you? Where do you go? Who do you know? Like, she's just not giving. She's very like closed off and very mysterious. And she does have a really interesting look. I think it's fascinating the actresses that did rise to prominence in the genre because they're not all necessarily like what's like a traditional type of beauty. I heard somebody once say that Anita Strindberg has severe features, and I like that a lot. Like some of these, like Ida Golly, for example, aka Evelyn Stewart, they have very severe features. I think they're both Swedish, aren't they? I don't remember. And so it's not like these are all the same type of pretty. But I do like that because we can see value in different types of beauty. But yeah, Anita Strindberg is not exactly giving sex symbol. That's why I call her Jello Mom. She's beautiful though. Craig says, I've avoided the Severance sale, but I ended up buying stuff from Arrow instead. No self-control. Hey, I thought you were going to stop buying stuff or buying less stuff. Oh, look at my cute cat. David says, have you decided on a Halloween costume yet? No, I haven't even thought about that. I can think of something. I think last year I was Serial Mom, but I was not happy with the wig. No, that was the year before last. Last year, I was Sybil Pittman from Baby Oopsie. That was a good one. I would like to do that again, honestly. I could be Sybil all the time. Daniel, hello from Gadsden. I know where that is. I'm in Alabama too. So we're like really neighbors. I don't know if I've ever had someone from Alabama hang out. I've talked to like a couple people from Alabama, but we are special in our state. Nicholas says, I love the Love Witch. Me too. Craig says the 1970s had loads of crazy bug, spider, and insect movies for some reason. There's one there's one about killer ants called Ants. It happened at Lakewood Manor. That's fun. And there's a hilarious one called Frogs, which has frogs, spiders, and all sorts of animals. I do like that in movies when there will be like a swarm or like a huge group of spiders, snakes, bugs, snails. You know, I like that. Something about a group, even if you're not scared of like one ant, if there's like hundreds of ants, that changes things for sure. Brian says frogs is interesting. Major sweaty southern swamp vibe. I love that. That's something that I said about Frogman, the movie Frogman. Even though the monster is from Ohio, the movie was set in Ohio and I think filmed in Minnesota. But I was like, just the one thing I think Frogman was missing is it should have been Louisiana. Somewhere swampy. Mississippi, I don't know. We need more swampy southern movies. Okay. I'm going to show you what else I got. I got Forgotten Jolly 6. Yeah. I finally did it. It has Death Carries a Cane, Naked You Die, and The Bloodstained Shadow. I'm excited to see Death Carries a Cane and The Bloodstained Shadow again. I've watched Naked You Die several times, I think. So I'm pretty familiar with that one. But the other ones could use a revisit. And I kind of want... What did I want? I feel like I wanted another one, but thankfully I do not have the urge to get every single one. YRN says, that's my favorite Forgotten Jolly set. I have it as well. Yay. Like, my favorite, I have number 5 because that, I think it's 5, because that's the one that has Tropic of Cancer. So in a way, I want to say that's my favorite, but it's not really. It's just because I wanted that one particular movie so bad. And that's how happy I am to have that one. But I also really like 7. Is it 7 that has Obsession and Taste for Fear? Because I like all 3 of those movies. Oh, Wyron says, I want the one with Tropic of Cancer just for that movie. Yeah. I mean, the other 2 in it weren't bad, but like Tropic of Cancer is brilliant. Oh, Brian has the Severin Danza Macabre. Oh my God. Dance Macabre, Volume 4 on pre-order. Can't pass up Rosalba Neri in HD. Kate says, was Fatal Frames the Dawn Pleasance film with the scene at Wendy's that had pasta and a salad bar? That is actually nothing underneath. Nothing underneath. But yeah, we're so lucky that he did so much in Italy. Glenn says, on the bugs / when animals attack theme, I rewatched Slugs last year for the first time since I was 9. Obviously, it's nostalgia talking, but I think I love it. I hate slugs. David says, a Southern Jollo is the Tropic of Cracker. Okay. So I also went to a bookstore. And there were some really interesting, it was like a used bookstore / antique store thing. There was some really interesting stuff in there. Like a lot of cute vintage stuff. There were some really interesting magazines. Like there was a magazine from the 70s called Sexual Behavior. And I really kind of wanted to buy it. But I'm like, my house is too small. I can't just keep buying everything that looks interesting, you know? So, but I did get one random thing that looked so interesting, okay? This book right here. It's like it's like about sex magic. And it looks like very, very researched. Like it doesn't even look like a fun read. It looks like a dense read. Hold on, there's pictures in here. This thing was originally published in like 1934. And this right here is the 1966 edition, I think. I'm just really fascinated with especially like occult studies of the 60s and 70s and the occult boom of the 60s and 70s. I think it's so interesting. And this just kind of reminded me of that. So like here's the table of contents, some of the stuff. White and Black Magic, Sexual Occultism, Love of Angels for Women. And I looked at that chapter and they're not talking about like, oh, I love you. It's talking about loving between angels and women. The Hermetic Essence and Alchemy, Astrology and its enormous influence on love, Satan's powers in the province of sex, demonomania in human sexuality. It just looks crazy. And I was like, I mean, that is, tell me that's not reminiscent of all of our movies, y'all. Okay, let me catch up on this chat. YRN says, I love Donald in Off Balance. Kate says, Tropic of Cancer was wild, set in Haiti with a gay character. Are you talking about Peacock? A gay fat character. Represent. Brian says Donald Pleasance wasn't everything except Hammer movies. Yeah, that is weird, huh? Yeah, Ashley says that book is so intriguing. I'm gonna read it. I think I might get bored. What? Actually, maybe not. It seems very weird. I can't even tell if it's like fear-mongering book or if it's just informational. Ontologically, Steve says, did Jess Franco write that book? Sounds like a title to one of his late 70s, early 80s output. Yeah, you know, it kind of looks like it's about as... It's just not going to be an easy read. Just like a Jess Franco movie is not an easy watch. Horror double bill. Why did I say that? Craig says Aleister Crowley was majorly into sex magic. Yeah. I want to read like all of his stuff, but I haven't. Okay, so the next book I got is Intruders by Bud Hopkins. This is about alien abduction. I believe that he mostly worked with hypnosis with these people, and that hypnosis, a lot of people are like, not so sure this counts as like legitimate, right? But I think I hold back sometimes from reading in these topics because everybody has an opinion of like, oh, he's a fraud. Oh, they're a liar. Oh, well, that's not right. And so then you're like, well, what do I read? Like, what is legitimate? Because everybody's opinion is different, right? Or everyone has just proved everyone. But I decided that even if the book has stuff that's not accurate, I think there's still something of value in each book. And I have to come to my own conclusions. So I'm going to read this Bud Hopkins book. He was on Unsolved Mysteries when I was a kid. David, Nicholas Vincent, I can't skip that. He says, Hail Satan. David says, do you read your horoscope? Sometimes. I'll watch like an astrology video sometimes. Last one I watched was like, oh, hey, Virgo, you're entering into a period of loss and death. And I was like, no thanks. So I think astrology is interesting, but I also like to believe that I call the shots, you know? But let me just say, I used to listen, a podcast I listened to, they do like an astrology special at the turn of the year, you know? And when it became 2020, I listened to their astrology episode, and they were like, things are going to get really bad in 2020. And I was like, no, they aren't. I was like, maybe, but they won't be bad for me. I refuse to be affected by this. And then guess what happened in 2020? It's kind of creepy. Oh, Kevin says to do a Halloween costume based on any Edwige Fenech movie. Yeah, you know, I think about that. Like, in her movies, most of the time the wardrobe is not the most prominent thing about like her presence in the film. You know, like most of the time, you don't even remember what clothes she's wearing, which is weird. Brian said La Praetora really needed George Hilton in the cast. I agree. We needed at least one handsome man in that movie. Oh, David says, your birthday's coming up. You're right. Hold on, because we're in Leo season, and Virgo season is next. Dang. Oh, yeah, I guess mine isn't in September. So, like, I haven't even been thinking about that either. Okay. My next book I got, I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with movies. I'm sorry. My next book is Think and Grow Rich. And the more rich I get, the more videos I'll be able to make. Patrick, you had to say it. Most of the time, you don't remember what Edwija's wearing because she's often not wearing anything. That is true. Flower boobs. Right? I mean, that's probably her most iconic look. I guess that could be a Halloween costume. That might be a dangerous Halloween costume, you know? Flower might fall off. And then the last book I got is The Power of Positive Thinking, because I love self-help books, especially these like vintage ones. I don't know why. And those are my latest acquisitions. Oh, Nicholas Vincent says, Think and Grow Rich is excellent. We waste so much mental energy. Yeah. Yeah, I've read, what is that one book? Rich as Fuck. That's the name of it. I read Rich as Fuck, and it was awesome. And just trying to get richer and richer. Let's all check on Daisy. That is so cute. Bye, Craig. I'm so glad you could come too. Go and eat dinner. Wonder what Craig eats for dinner. Things I've never wondered about people before. Also, by the way, y'all, Craig has a new podcast, The Horror Double Bill. It's on YouTube and also on other places you get your podcasts. So check it out. What else is new, y'all? Oh, y'all have read. David says The Power of Positive Thinking is actually interesting. I read a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And it was like a little vintage book like this, and I loved it so much that I ended up buying a new one because the old one I had just fell apart in my hands. But yeah, I guess I kind of like hearing from people who, I don't know, this is old, right? But it still like applies today. Brian says, I think Nieves Navarro was the real fashion icon in Jolly. She was always slaying it. Yeah, she was. Who else? David says, how about the meditations for a self-help book? Are you talking about like the stoicism thing? Stoicism meditation? I keep messing with my hair. I need to stop. Elphaz says, do you have a favorite vampire? I'm watching so many vampire movies because of Nosferatu. Yes, I do have a favorite vampire, and it is Count Yorga. Count Yorga. Oh, and also, Radu from Subspecies. I love him. YRN says there's a really good Jalo podcast series called Academia Jalo here on YouTube. I don't know why I'm like this, but most of the podcasts I listen to, I don't really listen. Okay, so I'll watch like movie YouTube. When it comes to podcasts, I am listening to only paranormal stuff. And for some reason, like, I just can't really get out of that, except for like special occasions, or if like it's my friend's podcast. But like, what I am drawn to is paranormal podcasts. I have been binging this show called Belief Hole. Like I've never binged a podcast before in my life. Hi, NS. This humidity is some good Soledad Soledad Miranda watching weather. David said, yeah, that's Marcus Aurelius. I think we have that book. Zach's been really into philosophy and stoicism lately. Oh, no, my coffee's gone. Sad. Vincent says, do I need to remind you of that absolutely gorgeous layer of the white, warm steel box you've got sitting on your shelf? No. So my friend Paul, he sent me 3 movies, and I haven't, like, I decided, okay, I need to watch those 3 movies because those have been sitting there. And the last one I have to watch is like a movie he made. So that's coming soon. And then I'm like, I kind of want to do a Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy video. So then I'm going to have to watch all 3 Schoolgirls in Peril movies again. I have another video that's coming soon. Oh, and I really want to do a subspecies ranking video, but I'm going to have to watch all 5 movies again. So it's like, do I watch like first time for enjoyment, or do I watch movies for making more videos? David says, I like content of honest people, which is why I like your content. Thank you. And it takes a certain type of person to appreciate someone's honest opinion, even if it differs from their own. So that's why I like you guys. Patrick says, have you seen Footprints on the Moon? I have. Okay, Identikit. This is a different. Identikit's a different movie, right? It's not an alternate title. I enjoy them. Okay, that's a different movie. Identikit. That sure sounds like a Jalo, but I haven't seen it. And I have seen Footprints on the Moon. A couple, or maybe even 3 times. I don't know. Like, if the question is it a Jalo? I just usually say yes because it's on people's lists. It's like it's on the list on Wikipedia, which that's the list I use. But it's definitely different than a normal Jalo. Oh, Nicholas Vincent, the Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy is What Have You Done to Solange? What Have They Done to Your Daughters? And Red Rings of Fear. And it's like unofficially called the Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy. And yeah, I have them all now because my friend, I had a couple more discs I should have brought in here. My friend Josh just gave me Red Rings of Fear on blue. So then I was like, okay, well, I have them all. I think I need to sit down and do a video about those 3. Just in one big video. Glenn says, Yorga versus Radu is a clash that I need to see happen. Oh my gosh. It's, that would be very interesting because Yorga is very refined and then Radu is very like animalistic. So it's almost like they wouldn't even know how to talk to each other. Yorga would be like, please sit down. And Radu would be like, I never sit down. Oh, David says, which Jalo should we put in a time capsule? I would say something like Case of the Bloody Iris, or I don't know. Some people might say something like, oh, the girl who knew too much, or Blood and Black Lace, but I'm like, Case of the Scorpion's Tail, or Case of the Bloody Iris. Something that's like right in that perfect middle ground. Oh my gosh. David says you should rank Jalo killers. There would be just spoilers everywhere, but that would be fun. That's a good idea. Sometimes I don't remember who the killer is in movies. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Maybe I'll ask for recommendations of which killers should be on the list. It would be the most spoilery video ever made. Although I guess I could probably find a way to do it without spoiling things. I just wouldn't be able to elaborate. It's getting hot in here, y'all. So what did y'all do this weekend? What have y'all been watching? The one day I don't come here with a list of things to talk about is when y'all are quiet. Let me think what else I have going on. Oh yeah, so the whole reason why the name of this, or the thumbnail of this stream, was like my summer is ending, is because August 11th is when I'm officially just like the deluge, I don't even know how to say that. The wave of work will wash over me again. And I'm just like, I'm having no expectations of life outside of work during this time. So I was like, this is like the last time I'll be able to do a stream. So like I said, I work at a university, so that means like the students come back, they all move back in, and then I deal directly with fraternities and sororities. I don't know if you know anything about sorority recruitment, but I work the sorority recruitment and the fraternity recruitment. And planning Greek week and all of those events. It's just, and welcome week is like where everyone comes back. And we have all these fun things planned for all the students. And it's just quite a lot. David says, if a movie is 50 years old, you don't need to worry about spoilers. That's true. But think about all the people who are just finding the genre. I feel like it's growing in popularity every day. But you're right. It should be on them. Don't watch this video if you're a noob. Nicholas Vincent says 15 minutes after a Jalo, I not only forget the killer, I forget the plot too. Yeah, that's why I do write reviews on Letterboxd, just because like I feel like if I don't do that, I'm just gonna forget the movie completely, you know. But yeah, forgetting the killer is a thing. I don't know why that's a thing. Spaceball says, I watched Sisters last night. Is that the one with Margot Kidder in it? Gonna watch Amityville Horror tonight. Fun. I haven't seen that in a while. I'm looking up Sisters. Oh yeah, the De Palma film. That was fun. Where am I? Mike says, "Hi, Mike. Have you seen You'll Die at Midnight?" Yes, I saw it once. I remember thinking it wasn't that great, but I want to watch it again because I feel like my opinion might change. I love Lamberto. I mean, I just watched Delirium again yesterday. Brian says, I have a creamy recommendation for y'all. The Phantom of Soho 1964 is the most Giallo-like crimi ever. The stabby killer wears glitter gloves. Oh, that should have been the real title. David says, did you get any raspberries this year? Just from the grocery store. Just once. I kind of like rotates. Right now I've got pineapple in the fridge. Watermelon, pineapple, strawberries, raspberries. Nicholas Vincent says, oh, at Spaceball. After Sinners, it's Amityville. Get ready for a disappointing contrast. I still haven't seen the Sinners. But I know it's on Max now, and I actually have Max. Oh, it's HBO Max again. What is up with that? I have HBO right now. So this could be my chance. The reason I got HBO, even though I usually don't have streaming services, is because I just wanted to be able to watch some ghost shows before bed. Because I needed some trash TV, you know? Glenn says, I'm in the middle of a Sergio Martino rewatch binge this week. Torso is up tonight. Or more probably tomorrow when I'm less drunk. Yay! Patrick says, Torso gets better every time I see it. Oh, Nicholas says, I read that as Sinners, not Sisters. Well, Sinners is a hot topic of discussion right now. Jim says, have you ever seen The Velvet Vampire? The movie has the coolest vibe and art house aesthetic. Amazing. Yes, I have seen The Velvet Vampire because Brian sent it to me and I loved it. For those of you that like The Love Witch, you should also watch The Velvet Vampire because I'm fairly certain that the lady who did The Love Witch has seen The Velvet Vampire. I want to do a review of that one. It's just very like you're saying, it's very aesthetically pleasing. David says, I like Fatal Frames, but it could be shorter. You're probably right, but I mean, and I don't like long movies. I really don't. But it's almost like the movie is so extra in every way that the extra time on it just adds to the excess of the movie. It's like part of it. Steve says, I watched Last Tango in Paris last night. Directed by Bernardo Bertolucci and stars Marlon Brando. Gorgeous Italian film. I've never seen it. Mike says, have you seen the 1972 Delirium? Yes. Because Brian sent it to me. Yay, everyone. Round of applause for Brian. It's pretty good. Yeah, I wanted to see it for a long time, so I'm glad I finally got my hands on it. It's crazy, but I had fun with it. I kind of like the 1987 Delirium better, but they're not really comparable. Brian says, yes, I need to watch Sinners as well. There aren't many movies about Mississippi vampires. That is so true. When they represent the South, we got to go show up, don't we? Nicholas Vincent, I watched Zombie 2 the other day. First time since I was a teen. It's so good. Except it says spoon good. Score has been on my brains nonstop. David says, your channel watchers have a different vibe from the Discord. Are you in the Discord? Brian's. Herbert. Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot about all the screaming in that movie. In Delirium 1972. Steve says, True Blood is a great vampire show that takes place in the South. I did not realize that took place in the South. That's awesome. I watched a really cool YouTube video the other day talking about accents in Hollywood. Mostly talking about accents in Hollywood, right? And something that I love to bitch about is really, really bad Southern accent, fake Southern accents in movies. And so in this video, she really got into like why you can't fake it. You can't fake accents from a region you are not from because there's so much about it. There's so much more about it than just the sounds that your mouth is making, you know? There's like so much culturally behind it. And she also said something, I forgot what exactly she said, but like the accent you form, a lot of it is formed like when you're developing. So you can't just go learn a new one and for it to be like completely authentic. I thought that was so fascinating. The video was by Mina Lay, L-E, not really related to anything we talk about on this channel, but I thought it was really cool and like validating because I'm always like so mad. I'm like, why can't you just fake a Southern accent? Why is it that hard? But now I get it. Now I believe that people should be coming here and finding Southerners to put in their movies. Or just like filming here, which I know like people like to shoot in Georgia now. Chompy says, I know I definitely saw Solange a few years ago, but can barely remember anything about it. Well, maybe this will jog your memory. The killer kills people by stabbing a knife in between women's legs. You're welcome. Patrick says the Southern Vampire Mysteries books are also fun. Oh, that's what True Blood is based on. Bye, David. Enjoy your lunch. What does David eat for lunch? I hope you had fun. Oh, hey, Cinematic Otaku. Happy summer to you, too. It is hot here. Mike says, how many Jolly have you seen at this point in time? Let me look. Oh, I didn't put Olga O on my list. Hold on. Add to list. Jolly I've seen so far, 146. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I've been watching them for 5 years. So taking that into consideration, I'm watching at a very slow rate. But yeah, 146. That's crazy, okay? Because there's like the Wikipedia list has approximately 300. So that means I'm almost halfway. I don't know if every Jalo on that list is, if it's, I think some of them might be lost. I don't know. So I don't know if I'll be able to watch all 300, but that would be very cool. Hi, Pestet. Glad you could make it from Sweden. Spaceball, do you have enough Noon Jolly for a new ranking video? I bet I do. I need to do that. Yeah, I'm sure I do at this point. Like, that would be a good thing to do. Yeah, so I have like a spreadsheet where like I keep track of all the Jolly that exists on one list, and then what I have seen, and then what I have ranked. And so I do have a section of ones that I have not ranked yet. So I think it's time for like a part 6. Dutch West Film says, "Are you a teacher?" No. I feel like it though. I'm an advisor for fraternities and sororities. So it feels like being a teacher sometimes because I still have to stand in front of a room full of kids staring blankly at me. But I don't have to like grade papers. Part 6. Oh, YRN says, "Would love a new ranking video." I need to. I bet I can do that. I need to soon. It's better to do it sooner than later, or then I'll forget like how much I really liked something. Oh, hey, Junk Master. Oh, glad you could be here. I do an occasional live stream, and they are usually like not accomplishing anything, but just hanging out and chatting. So glad to see you. Yeah, I feel like I was going really hard on the Jolly, and that was my main focus. And then I guess maybe when Brian and others started sending me, I don't know how I sort of like, it's not that I got off track, but it's like at first I was just on this one path, and then the path kind of expanded, and I've just been like exploring a lot of different films and like Eurocult in general, but Jalo is still like my guiding light. Ashley Ashley likes to put it in a 3-pack. Put it in a 3-pack. Yeah. Thank you. Maybe it's like a good way to wish things into existence. Brian says, "So in your job, do you experience the Gen Z stare?" Yes. When Zach told me about the Gen Z stare, I felt so validated. It's just, I don't know, man. I also got a Gen Z silence on the phone the other day. And I think that was one of the strongest examples. Like a student worker from another office called, and they were like, can can my office can your office send out an email to the students from my office? And I was like, sure. And then they were just didn't say anything. Oh, the Gen Z stare is so funny. Yep, they do it. And it's interesting though, because it kind of it makes you learn how to be okay with some awkwardness that they seem to be fully okay with, right? But then you're going, am I crazy? Did I say something? Or did I not say something? Like, what do I do now? You know, it puts you in the spot where maybe you just have to learn how to stare back. Okay. Junkmaster, do you plan on doing more live streams in the future as well? Yeah, especially like during the summer seasons, I'll try. Okay, I think I could probably do like 2 more this year, like a Halloween one, Christmas one, something like that. Yeah, so I'm glad you could stop by and say hello. I will do more. It's just kind of like I'm not on a set schedule. It's just sort of unpredictable. I'm gonna maybe learn how to try something different involving other people in my streams or something like that. I'm gonna try to mix things up. MG says, I bought so many Jala movies because of you. Thank you. Yay. Well, I hope you like what you've bought. We can't I can't guarantee that my taste will be your taste. You know what I mean? Mike says, do a Gen Z stare. I don't even know if I can do it without laughing. It's just like this. Like, let's say you're in front of a room of students and you're like, how's everyone's semester going? Just hello, you know. Patrick says, gotta follow up the stare with, do you need anything else to re-engage their brain? Cinematic Otaku, could I recommend a good obscure horror drama or flick I've seen that I think you might probably get a kick out of? In the Folds of the Flesh from 1970 and Shaw Brothers Corpse Mania from 1981. Sure. I've heard about In the Folds of the Flesh. I haven't watched it, though. And then I've never heard of Shaw Brothers Corpse Mania. That's funny. Pestet, did you like my Gen Z stare? Working with Gen Z is a really interesting experience, though. It's been, I don't want to say enlightening, but I feel like I understand them. Just like working side by side with them for a couple of years now, or really it's been more, but I'm a lot more direct contact with them in the past couple of years. It's also weird because they kind of they make fun of you. You know what I mean? For the way you talk, or for like the words you use, or the things you like, or the things you don't know about. So you gotta have a sense of humor. Like one of my students was like, Katie, do you know what Instagram Reels is? And I was like, no, what is that? He was like, I'll show you. And I'm like, I'm kidding. I know what Instagram Reels are. I invented Instagram. They just think I don't know anything. Anyway, what am I writing down? Oh, yeah. Shaw Brothers Corpse Mania. But I also don't feel the need to like learn their culture. because it's so like, it's just gone like that. You know, like their trends go so quick that I'm like, I'm not going to learn to use that word in a sentence because you're not going to be saying that word next week. Okay. Chris, have you seen any of the Black Emmanuel films? Oh, you just bought the Severance set. Sight unseen. I have not seen them. I'm going to need somebody to tell me whether those would be for me or not. But I do like Laura Gimser from like the one movie I've seen of her. That set does look really cool. Uzi Suicide says, oh, look at my boopy. Let's talk Nevermore. I would love that. What is your favorite Nevermore album? I don't know if I've asked you that before. Mine is This Godless Endeavor. I have a shirt. I'm so glad I have a This Godless Endeavor shirt. I think about Whirl all of this time. And I'm sad that he has left us. Did you listen to the Whirl Dane album that came out after he died? The purple one. The purple one. Why don't I remember the name of it? Brian says Corpse Mania is disgusting but beautifully shot. What does that mean? Disgusting. James. Hey, Katie. Hold on. Oh, Katie said, I'm Katie. Hi, Katie. I went and wrote on Cobweb's channel and said that Katie person was so cool and knowledgeable. Hope you have her on again. Aw, thank you. Hey, the Collins. Fort Lauderdale. Oh, well, you must be even hotter than I am in Alabama right now. Bless you. Okay, I'm just going to call you Otaku. Thanks, Katie. Corpse Mania is Shaw Brothers' take on the Giallo genre, except bloodier and weirder. Does take a little time to get into it first time viewing, but it picks back up and leaves you wowed. Pestet says, if someone does the stare, I think they're having a stroke or something. I swear, like, now that I know that the Gen Z stare is a thing, I'm going to see it everywhere this year. Oh, it's a Hong Kong film. All right, I'll try it. Well, that's a Hong Kong movie I watched. Did not go well. Dreaming Neon Black. What's your favorite Nevermore album? Oh, and Shadow Work is the Whirl Dane album. Yeah, I liked that one. I like Whirl's like solo stuff, but for some reason I just feel like Nevermore was the best. It's like he has a lot of talent, but when he got with the men of Nevermore, like that's when I don't know, everything was perfect. Something was missing when he was solo, I believe. Nicholas Vincent says, got any reviews coming up? I'll tell you. I have something planned, and I think I'm going to be able to film it this week because I get to work from home this week. And it is a review of The Laughing Woman. Go out there and start a rumor that my next video is going to be The Laughing Woman because you have inside intelligence. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. That's the next thing I have planned. And the La Pretora, the last video I did, was not planned, but I was like, I feel like I could discuss this. I could also talk about Olga O's Strange Story, I think. I think I could sit down and say enough about that movie as well. But literally nobody asked for that either. They didn't ask for La Pretora either, for that matter. Patrick says, what Hong Kong film did not go well? Look, I had to just search in my brain to remember the name of it. It is The Untold Story. That's what it was. Do you know it? Kevin says, who are your favorite Italian directors? I guess I just have a basic ass answer. Sergio Martino, Lucio Fulci, and Dario D'Argento, in that order, maybe? Uzi says, I prefer Praises to the War Machine over Shadow Work. Nevermore can't go wrong with any album. Probably This Godless Endeavor is my second favorite. Hold on, my cat.
Hey, come. Say hello to the nice people.
She does not want to. Okay, there you go. Oh. All right, we're good. Here you go. What was I saying? Oh, Praises to the War Machine. I listened to that so much. Was that 09? I ran that into the ground to the point where I am like still sick of it today. Ashley says, can't wait for your Laughing Woman video. Yes, because Ashley, I believe you told me you gave that one a perfect score as well. Mike says, how many Polizio Teschis have you seen? Maybe like 5. I need to get on that. I've seen Rome Armed to the Teeth. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Maybe I have a list. Did I make a list? Lists. I don't. Oh, is Contraband a Polizio Teschi? S. Syndicate. Something about a syndicate. Y'all gotta help me out. Oh my god. It has the Cuban guy. Hold on. Oh, Tomas Milian. My bad. Sadist Syndicate. Syndicate Sadist. That's what it is. I saw that. I liked it a lot, even though I couldn't remember the name of it. Uzi says, love the Untold Story. I had to DNF that shit. Which means did not finish, by the way. Did not finish. No. Pestet, it is not so fun. It was fun for a second. YRN says, are you going to get House of Laughing Windows on 4K when Airwell releases it? I don't think so, because Brian was kind enough to send it to me on DVD. I don't have a 4K player. So probably not. Uzi is going to see Judas Priest and Alice Cooper in September. That's fun. Colin said, the Untold Story is a terrible introduction to Hong Kong horror. Although inevitably weird, Hong Kong horror films can be quite good. Okay, I'll probably get some advice before I try it again. But the whole reason I watched The Untold Story is because I was watching a YouTube video that was talking about like the story that inspired the movie. So the YouTube video was just telling that story, and they're like, "Oh, they actually made a movie based on it, and it's called The Untold Story." And I was like, "Oh, cool! It's on Tubi. Let me just watch it." And it was a big mistake. Chris, my cat is like on this table with us, and she's looking at me through the ring light. So that's rather distracting. Chris says, when is the last time you enjoyed a film that you ordinarily would have skipped? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I keep looking at my letterbox to see. Girl, what are you doing? My cat is licking my hand right now. Okay. Oh my god. I don't know. I'm looking at everything I watch. A film that I would have skipped that I ended up enjoying. Okay, this is a pretty good answer. There's a movie I watched called The Unknown Project, aka I think the other title was Things Unknown. This was a 2013 found footage movie. And lately I have started to wonder why I watch anything from the 2010s, because it all sucks. I hate that decade. But I did give that one a chance and ended up really liking it. So I'll go with Unknown Project, aka Things Unknown. It is like an alien abduction found footage that I had a grand time with. Sorry, my cat is being so funny right now. Okay. I'm just over here trying to read. Ashley says it's so funny to me that you're not a fan of comedies because you have such a great sense of humor. Curious to know some comedies you do jive with. Oh, thank you. Well, I watch a lot of Family Guy and a lot of American Dad. And I feel like that tickles my funny bone enough. My favorite comedy is Easy A, starring Emma Stone. Love that movie. Love Mean Girls. Love House Bunny. Love Talladega Nights. And those are the ones that stand out to me right now. We watched Bubble Boy the other day. Again. That's a good one. See, but a lot of the comedy that I'm drawn to is just because it's like the comedy of my time. So I don't know if it's like actually good. Oh, speaking of Gen Z, y'all, they don't even care about Mean Girls, and it's so offensive to me. One of them was like, isn't that a 90s movie? Mike says Ebola syndrome is crazy. Anthony Wong is insane in it. Well, I'm gonna need someone to vet that for me. Is that the right word? I've never used that in a sentence. Uzi has a Polizio Teschi. Oh man, I'm behind. You called Sadis and Tomas Million immediately. Okay. What would I do with that? Y'all get it. Y'all know. That was really good. I think I just need to start having some like themed weeks, like have a spider week, Poliziotteschi week, Hong Kong week. I don't know. Because everything I do is so unorganized. Oh, Otaku says, Kelly Colt says hello to you too. Aw, thanks. Hi, Kelly. Tell Kelly I said, sup. Okay, Brian. I recently watched a Tomas Million Euro crime flick. Can't remember title. It was pretty bad. He wears a ludicrous afro wig through the whole movie. Interesting. What a funny dude. YRN says there's a really interesting Hong Kong Jalo called He Lives by Night. Okay. That's a pretty title. Yeah, I do see where Jalo Realm uploads some Hong Kong stuff. And I think I haven't watched any of those, but I have like almost done it. Not that that counts for anything. Okay. Chompy. Yeah, the untold story was a bit too much for Chompy too. I was like, I tried. Like I tried to wait it out. And I was just like, no. I tried for several minutes to make it through. James says, have you seen Argento's daughters in any movies? Do you think she's good? Yes. I've seen her in The Church and in Trauma and in Stendhal Syndrome and something else, right? Yeah, I think she's good. She's good. No issues. Pessa says, I put the Untold Story poster in a frame. My friends thought I lost it. Well, I won't judge you. Spaceball. I wonder what kind of horror movies we will get in the future from Gen Z. I don't know, man. Well, the ones that I know. Oh, sorry, everyone. The ones that I know don't really care about movies that much. It's weird. We got some crazy wind happening outside right now. But I do think about like Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Have y'all seen that? That was very much like a Gen Z centered horror movie. It had like a lot of humor in it. I keep thinking about that movie. It was pretty good, but I really liked how like the setup was there's a hurricane coming, so they were having a hurricane party. And I would like to see more like films that go like, oh, we're snowed in, we're having a blizzard party, we're having an earthquake. Oh my god, I meant hurricane. We're having a hurricane party. Something like that. I kind of like when people have to like take shelter. Patrick says you should check out some exploitation parody and see if it makes you laugh. Oh, I haven't watched any of that. Uzi says baby oopsie week. Yeah, like a whole killer toy week. The Collins said, if you didn't like the Untold Story, you'll hate Ebola syndrome. Thank you. Hi, Swayze. Hobo with a shotgun is funny, says Swayze. Oh, Nicholas says, have you seen Heathers? Yes, I love Heathers. I haven't seen it in a while, though. Mike says, I wouldn't recommend going down the Cat 3 route unless you're okay with really extreme films. I don't know if any of those will be for me. Like, I want to be okay with extreme films, but there are certain parts of extreme films